What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, we get this car. The car is still up on stands. Matter of fact, I was just brakes are bled. Everything was pretty much good to go. Figured I'd start the car up, kind of go through, check everything else out before we put it on the ground, take her out for a test drive. And well, we'll show you guys what I found. Now, some of you out there follow me on Instagram, so you have already seen it. But for those of you that don't, let's check this out. Alright. Now, if you guys are watching here, you can see looks good. Everything's turning like it should. Then you get on over here to the passenger side. Got a little bit of a wobble to her. So that is okay. That axle was actually in this 8.8 housing that I traded for my 8-inch. And a good thing is, there's our other axle. So I do have a spare, but shouldn't take me too long. I've already got all the tools drug out. They're sitting there waiting for me. So we'll go ahead and get the wheel off, get that rear diff cover, drain the fluid, get that axle out, get our other one put back in, get everything slapped back together so we can get this thing on the ground, take it for a test drive. All right, differential's apart, our rear end's apart, see the cover's off. Got the cover sitting right there, everything's cleaned out, looking okay. Now I have the axle pulled out as well, and if you guys can see it side by side, I don't know if you can tell which one's bent. It's really hard to tell, actually, but come up closer. This axle is the one that was in the car that's got a slight wobble to it. This is our spare axle. So if you can stand back, you can almost, I don't know, maybe play with the camera a little bit, trick it, but you can almost see the slight bend in it. Of course, it's right there at the flange itself, and it may be only bent, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch or so, but a 1/16 of an inch spread out over a foot or so could turn it into an 1/8 to a 1/4 inch wobble like we've seen on the wheel. But anyways, it's out. And I've got my mating surface, everything cleaned up. Got the differential cover all cleaned up. Go ahead and install the studs on our new axle. Get it slid into the housing. That way we can get everything bolted back up. Okay, everything's back together. You guys saw I put the wheel or the axles back in, brake caliper and rotor are back in, diff cover's on, everything's full of fluid. You can see we still got it up in the air. Got Jake and Caitlin over there hanging out. So now what I'm going to do before we put it back on the ground is we're going to double check again. Fire this thing up, put it in drive. See if we got a bent wheel, or see if we fixed our axle. Brake, make sure we got brake. All right. Whew. Rolling through. So now we got left to do is get this thing back on the ground, get it outside, go on a test drive and see how everything acts. All right, we got it out of the shop, got the windows washed off. Basically, we're just gonna take it out. Got my wife Ashley with me. She's gonna be help me out. So basically what we're doing right now, we're just gonna take it for a test drive, see if we have any issues with the drive shaft hitting the floor or anything else. Function testing our brakes, make sure they work properly. So let's get on the road. All right, we made it back. As you guys saw, we took it down through town. We function tested the brakes, went over some railroad tracks, kind of see if the drive shaft hit the floor. It did not. Did some stop and go driving. Brakes worked great. Only had to do one small adjustment on that valve in the back. And to tell you the truth, they work way better than they ever have. I'm actually quite surprised on how well they work. Took it on the freeway. That was a blast. Gearing's not quite right for the freeway, but still fun either way. It was up there in about the 3,800 RPM range, trying to keep up with traffic, which is like 70, 75 here, but that's a whole other story. All around, the car did awesome. It did great. I'm actually quite happy with it. We are going to do some more testing. I got a couple little things I want to button up. So hopefully get it back to the dyno soon to get it retuned for the new turbo as well, because it has not seen the dyno since we put that turbo in. And actually this is the first time I've taken it on this kind of test drive with the new setup. And I really need to stop doing that. Change something, test it. Don't just change a bunch of stuff. But anyways, I'm learning as I go. So I'm going to end this video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this answers any questions. If there is some I didn't answer, you guys like to know, please hit me up in the comments. If you're new, hit that subscribe button for me. Turn on notifications. Got a lot of other neat stuff coming in the future. I do plan on doing another giveaway as well, probably around the 1,500 subscriber mark. Like I said, this whole reason is to help you guys out like you're helping me build. So again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button for me, share it with your friends, and I'll catch you on the next one.